Yo, what's up, guys? Ehi here. Welcome back to another video. Guys, I want to tell you guys something, right? About a year ago, I was running strictly meta ads, fashion stores, making creatives, scaling, the whole thing. I was making money, but I'm not gonna lie, it's nowhere close to what I'm doing on Google right now. So I quit running on meta ads about a year and a half ago, and I went all in on Google. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happened to the revenue. I'm going to show you what happened to my margins. And I'm going to show you why I have not looked back once since I made that switch over. As you guys can see here on the screen, this is one of my stores, and it did close to $500,000 in the span of just 3 months. Let me go ahead and refresh for you guys so you guys can see that this is not just some screenshot that's propped up on the screen. These are real numbers, guys. These are numbers that I did with minimal effort as well, you know? So this video is mainly going to be me and this Miro board right here. I just made a quick Miro board to make sure that each point is broken down and also visualized well for you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this, right? So I want to start off by talking about why I quit Meta in the first place, right? When I first started off with e-commerce, Meta was the only obvious option and choice when it comes to running your stores, right? Everyone was doing it. The gurus were showing crazy results. They were pledging behind it. It felt like the only real option. And at the beginning, I believe that it really was, because that's all everyone knew, right? And not only that, it was working to some extent, right? I personally was making good enough money as a college student at the time, and I had good days, good ROAS, and we managed to scale up majority of the time. Now, the first thing that really triggered my will to stay on Meta and made me start searching for other alternatives was the inconsistency. The inconsistency is the biggest disadvantage of running a store on Facebook. Now, your revenue would continue coming in for sure, but there's a lot of inconsistency in the value and in the ROAS as well, right? Literally one day I would do a 2K day with a ROAS of 2, and the next day, the same budget and the same ads, right? The same creatives, I would have a ROAS of 0.5 for reasons like my ad budget being overspent by 7 a.m., for example, right? The creative that worked last week suddenly just stopped working. New creatives are needed now, new angles, new everything, right? And then another annoying thing at the time was the ad account bans. Now, this started because, of course, the business model that I'm partaking in is dropshipping, and we're not an established brand. So especially in this time on Facebook, accounts got blocked, pages got shadow banned, CPCs went up, CPMs went up as well, and we never really knew why. We didn't know if it was the website, we didn't know if it was the ad account, we didn't know if it was maybe a page that got flagged or something like that. Something was just always wrong. We didn't even bother to look into why things were wrong at some point. And it was just a reality that we were just firefighting at all times. I never really felt like an entrepreneur, even though I was bringing in some good profits every single month. I never really felt like an entrepreneur because I never had the peace that, comes with an established business, or if you guys know what I mean. And most importantly, right, the most important reason of the switch was the profit and the loss, right? So over here, I have a profit and loss sheet from one of my meta stores as well. As you guys can see here, there's some good weeks, there's some bad weeks, there's great days and there's terrible days. However, it was just getting too inconsistent for me. The month ended off profitable. For example, this store made 6K in a single month. This was a year ago. This store made 6K in profit. It could have been way, way higher if we did not have these huge loss days, for example, and if our ROAS was a bit more healthier, right? So the thing is, I got done with this whole platform, not because it was a trashy platform, but it just wasn't what I envisioned for myself, right? I wanted way more, and I wanted to attack with my stores without any roadblocks or obstacles in the way, right? Given to me by the platform that I'm advertising on. So that's exactly why I made that switch. I knew for a fact that I did not want to build a business that required this much babysitting every single day. And when I say babysitting, guys, I really mean babysitting. You have to check your phone every couple hours. You have to log into your ad account to see if everything is still good. It's just a complete headache, right? And some people might be able to deal with it, but I couldn't, right? So I made the switch. So this is when I found Google Ads dropshipping, and back then nobody was talking about it seriously, and there was no playbook, right? So it was extremely hard because in the beginning I had to build my own systems, right? I had to figure out what the platform was about. I had to connect with other operators who were doing real numbers, and these people were very hard to come across because the business model was just like non-existent back then, and they still are to this day, guys. And that's why I'm really urging you guys to get on this, right? So basically, yeah, we built our own systems, and since then, bro, all my stores have been printing like no man's business. And this is because Google is based on demand, and I just cater to the demand of the market, right? So sales are just flying into my stores because people are searching for exactly what I have on my stores. And since I found this out and I launched my first couple stores, I have not stopped. I have huge goals with this platform. Now, I want to show you guys what a profit and loss sheet looks like, right, for Google. So I have two profit sheets for this one Google store, right? And this is the one that I showed you guys. This was in the month of February and March. So look, as you can see, this store was picking up traction, right? This is around the time that the GMC got approved. All the product was still getting fed to the algorithm. You know, it was moving pretty stable. There was good income every day. However, it did not reach 1K days until the end of February, which is still good. You don't see that many losses. You just see that this store is building its momentum, right? And this first month, I don't even count this first month because, to be honest with you, you shouldn't expect anything in this first month. It's not like Facebook where you just come out with creatives and you spend money behind it. It just gets thrown in people's faces and in their feeds. No, this is not how it works. With Google, it takes time for Google to really analyze the products that you sell on your store. It takes time for them to now analyze your target audience. And overall, yeah, it takes time for them to put your products in front of the perfect ideal customer, right? So this first month did way better than I expected personally. But then let's look into this month, the month of March. This was the month where things popped off, and you can literally just see here. The store reached its first 1K day here, right? February 26th. And immediately after, 4 to 5 days after, March 1st, it hit 2K in a single day. And after this, I just scaled super aggressively to catch the momentum again. And the store just scaled. As you can see here, it scaled from 2K days to 4K days, downscaled a little bit during this season because we were optimizing the feed. But then you can see it went to 5K days, 6K days, 7K days, all the way up to $14,000 in a single day. That is the power of Google right there. It's the power of waiting, knowing exactly what's coming after the waiting time is done, right? A lot of people say Google moves slow. Me personally, I would not even say that it moves slow. I would say it moves perfectly fine for a business that you're building, right? This business right here is not just going to crash and fall. You can never expect that from a Google store unless you really messed up the GMC or something. You can't really expect that. This store is here to stay, right? You can change it from a fashion store to a home decor store. You can change it from a home decor store to a general store if you want. Whatever you want to do with this store is yours now, right? So these results right here, as you can see, resulted in a month profit of $42,000, as you can see right here. And this is very solid for the second month of a store running. And the ROAS is also really healthy, a 2.8 ROAS right here, as you can see. So I want you guys to understand that this profit and loss sheet right here versus the Meta profit and loss sheet, bro, I was literally running the same products as well. Like I was running the same products, the same niche, the same everything, the same market as well. I was in the US market. But look at the difference in results. And this is something that most of your favorite gurus will never tell you, right? So I personally never stopped, and I will never stop running on Google. So let's talk some numbers real quick. So let me show you something that makes this very clear. So in the United States, the average CPC on Meta right now is $2.69. What CPC means, for those that don't know, is cost per click. So you're paying $2.69 per click on your ad, right? And on Google, our average CPC across all accounts is 0. And on Google, our average CPC across all accounts is around 56 cents. That means that for the exact same ad spend, we are getting almost 5 times more clicks than someone running on Facebook at the moment. Getting 5 times more traffic, 5 times more opportunities to convert on the same budget. So me personally, at the moment, I only run stores in the big 5. So the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, you know it. So I really pay attention to the numbers in these countries. For example, here you can see that in Australia, the average Meta CPC is $2.10, while on Google is between 50 and 70 cents on average, right? So look here, if you're spending $1,000 a day on Meta, right, that means you're getting 370 clicks. While on Google, if you're spending $1,000, you're getting close to 1,800 clicks not only are you getting clicks from people that are just scrolling through their feed and find your thumbnail attractive, you're getting clicks from buyers who are already searching for your product that is on your store, right? That is not a small difference, guys. That is a completely different business that we're talking about here. The next thing I want to show you guys is the fundamental thing that people miss. This is how I like to break it down to all of my clients or people that just genuinely want to know what I do and why I do it. I usually tell them this, right? Meta is push marketing, right? What I mean by push marketing is basically like, let's say someone is lying in bed, right, and they're scrolling on Instagram Reels. They are not actually shopping for any products at the moment, right? They're not looking to buy anything. You're just throwing an ad in their face, literally, and hoping that they accidentally, keyword accidentally, click and find your product attractive, right, or interesting. This is the definition of hustling, and you don't want to always be hustling, right? Because this means that you need to come up with crazy concepts every single day, or whenever your creatives fatigue, you have to make new crazy creatives. This is also why you have to make new hooks all the time. You have to come up with new angles. You need to hire and pay for UGC creators, and you need to do this because if you don't do it quickly, you're missing out on so much money. So you're always just anxious when you're testing products, and this is not what you want. And I'm telling you guys, I've been through it, and I would not suggest it to anyone that is just running stores. You can just do pull marketing, which is Google. Google is pull marketing. So you're pulling them in because someone literally takes the time out of their day to type in Google, Google.com, and they type in exactly what they want. So if they want loafers, they're typing in that they want loafers. These people are already in buying mode, right? They already have intent behind their actions that they're currently doing in the moment, right? So it's just your job to show up with a good store and a good feed. And what you need for that is a good image, right, for the product that they're searching for, a clean title with SEO keywords that can align you with the customer, the perfect customers, a good competitive price so that you can outbid other competitors that are charging way too high for a blouse or something like that, right? So that's really the main difference. On Meta, creatives are everything. On Google, your feed is everything. The products that you have on your store, the amount of products that you have on your store, right? The quality of the images that you list on your store, right? Your prices, this is what really matters. And to me, that makes way more sense than putting on a facade in a way, right? You're running a business. The important part of your business should be what's within it, not what portrays what is in it. You know what I mean? And because of this, the buyer already wants the product that you have, and you don't need to convince them to buy it. You just need to show up for them. And to be honest, the feed setup, how to structure it, how to optimize it, these are the foundations and the things that are the most important part of your Google stores, right? And I go through this in depth in my community, the Ecom Insider Circle, right? Where you see a lot of people using the strategies that my team and I teach them. And a great example here is Grayson. Grayson woke up to $1,300 in sales, right? So Grayson and I got on a call, I would say 2 weeks ago, right? And he was running a Meta store, and he wanted to switch over to Google because obviously, like, he saw the results that his friend, who was also in this community, was doing. In the span of a week, he made the changes to his stores. He onboarded his store onto GMC, and his results have changed. And this was 2 days ago, guys. He hit me up today, and he's already doing 2.5K in a single day. So yeah, guys, this is not cap. This is not me just glazing Google. Like, bro, this actually worked, and I believe that this is the future of e-commerce. Now, this actually leads me to tell you guys about the bigger picture. With Meta, you scale a store up and it crashes, right? Every single time. The creative dies, the product saturates, the ad account gets banned, and you have to start over every single time. You don't want this. But with Google, once a store is set up, guys, and I mean it when I say this, once a store is set up and the GMC is active and approved and the campaigns are running, it keeps printing money. It does not matter if it's doing $5 a day to $50,000 a day. You're always going to be getting money from this account. I hope you're not aiming for the $5 a day, and I hope you're aiming for the $50,000 a day, because it's possible. Month after month, you're going to keep printing, and it's going to keep scaling. The account gets stronger over time. The data compounds. The ROAS stabilizes. And just a little secret that I want to share with you guys right now, right? And just keep this in the back of your mind. When you're building your stores, you want to always have intention behind it, right? You want to have an end destination. Let me tell you guys something. A store with 12 months of clean GMC history, a stable ROAS, consistent revenue. These stores are worth 2 to 3 times its annual net profit as a sellable asset. I personally have seen a lot of people in my network exit for over 200 to 300K plus. So I say this to let you guys know that you're not just building a revenue stream. You're not just building a dropship store or e-com store. You're building an asset that you can actually exit in the future. So yeah, guys, that was just a quick video of me comparing Meta versus Google. Personally, from someone that is unbiased, I like both platforms, but it's just I prefer one more, right? One changed my life and one didn't. But yeah, to the people out there that are still running Meta ads right now, I'm not telling you guys to quit tomorrow, but I'm telling you what happened when I made the switch, right? The revenue went up, the margins went up, the daily work went down, the stress went down, and I would like you guys to experience the same. And for the people that are not running on either, that are just kind of watching from the outside in, you guys need to take action. Take action on Google today. I'm not saying this to promote Google or anything, but I'm saying this because you have probably been searching for the correct business model to start, and you haven't started on any of those business models that you've been watching hours of videos on. And this video should be the one video that caps that watch time, enables you to take action with the information that I drop on this video and the information that I drop inside of my community, right? Because you want to level up, you want to get profits, you want to have months that you never imagined, you want to have money, right? You need to take action on this. So the link is in the description. I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm looking to drop more and more value on this channel. Go ahead and give me any recommendations, any suggestions, any questions that you guys have. I can answer them in the comments or in a video. And DM me on Instagram if you want to talk about your specific situation, and we can see what we can do from there. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you guys on the next one.